Okay, welcome to my week 3 screencast. I learned a lot this week. I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as I can. I spent about 30 hours on physics this week. It was at moments very frustrating but also rewarding, but it's going to be hard to get through everything. So, very quickly, the first thing I want to share is actually not on this page. I started out, actually just tonight, I found a very neat resource on Lady Lovelace, who actually helped Charles Babbage and became the very first computer programmer. And not only was she the first computer programmer, then she was also the first female computer programmer. She was a very sickly child. She was the daughter of Charles Babbage, and she learned a lot about math because she was sick in bed all the time and was bored. So she learned math, and yeah, ended up becoming the first computer programmer. The first thing she worked on, though, with Charles Babbage was did never functioned, but they found out 150 years later that it actually could work, and her programming instructions worked. So that was really interesting and something I learned this week. I also read the article, or not read the article, sorry. I watched the videos on Students Today and can't remember the other one. There was two. Students Today and oh, Shift Happens. And I have kind of a unique perspective on that because this is the third time I've been back in school for a new career. And I've noticed that teaching styles really haven't changed much. And I'm talking about back in the 1980s was when I got my first degree. And teachers still stand up at the board and lecture. I mean, a few of the tools have changed. They use whiteboards instead of chalkboards, and some of them use smartboards, but they still show videos, and just the type of machines that they use to show the videos are different. But it makes me grateful to be in this class where I'm learning a lot more about programming and about different types of technology, and learning in a different format is kind of fun. So while it's a challenge, it's also a lot of fun. All right, to the meat of this week was the spiral kinematics was one of the first things I worked on. And here you see one of the motion diagrams I learned about. It was interesting learning how last week we learned about the constant velocity, and here we learned about acceleration and how the velocity, like in this problem here, where the subway is increasing in speed, it's accelerating. You can show that on a diagram here and visually see how it's increasing in speed. And I think I might have mentioned last week, this can be used in real life if you're trying to figure out, for example, in a car accident, if someone was exceeding the speed limit, you could use one of these diagrams to figure out, and the motion equations, to figure out just how fast they were going at the time they put on their brakes using measurements and things like that. Also in my notebook, which I have a picture of right here, you'll see one of the variations in the motion equation and how you can calculate the different variables of acceleration or velocity, velocity 1, velocity 2. And this is all based on the basic equation of acceleration equals the change in velocity over the change in time, which is an expansion over last week where we only knew that velocity was a change in distance over the change in time. So it was neat learning about acceleration this week and thinking about ways. You can also use the concept of acceleration to help with gravity problems and figuring out how long it will take a ball to fall to the ground, or with elevators and different things like that. The most of the time I spent this week was on programming, so I want to show a couple highlights from my programs. Let me go here on my, this was the, oh, that was the second one. This was the first one that I did that actually was quite easy, and I was very confident once I finished this program. I'm going to see if I can maybe get it to run. I don't know if I can get to the oh, here we go, run. I can click on that. I want to see if I can show you how I got the balls to change speed and change color. So I want to show that first. I'll show the highlight of it. And here the balls go, and you'll see as it goes across the screen, when it hits over here, it's going to hit, go back, and change to yellow. And then when it gets over here, then it's going to change to magenta. So that was pretty cool. We did that. And let me see if I can, there we go. And then I can stop this program from running. Okay, and then I wanted to show here how I did that. This is where we update the position of the balls using the velocity equation. You have velocity times the time interval. So the new position equals the old position times velocity times the elapsed time, or the time interval. And then you change the direction of the ball here by making the direction go in the vector of -1. And here you can change the color with changing it to yellow here once it reaches the right side of the screen, and purple here. My huge accomplishment this week was this second collision program, and you can see right away, just by the size of it, how much effort it took to get this done. The main thing that stumped me, let's see if I can find it, was how to get the shooter, first of all, to stop moving. I found out it's very important how you indent in this program. For a while, the shooter was moving across the screen without pressing any keys, so it was really important to get these indented right. And then also I found that I tried different things like stopping the velocity of the bullet, but the best thing to do was to simply only have it create the bullet if the shot number was less than 10. So that's how I conquered that problem. And then it was tricky then to get it to shoot, to reload, but I did that down here. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Oh, this is when you're setting the velocity to 0 after it's been hit. You entered in all the collisions. So anyway, there were several interesting challenges with this. Let me see if I can show just a quick example of that running. Okay, so here's it shooting, and I can go up. Oh, it doesn't run too well with the everything on. So okay, well anyway, that gives you a basic idea of how that worked. That was very difficult to get to work, though. Okay, and that's a quick summary of everything I learned. According to all the things that were posted on the programming page, I can probably use this programming in the future to create all kinds of different apps and so forth. And so thank you for listening, and bye-bye.